Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Janine Davis of James Davis and Associates. I believe everyone can succeed and be happy with the right encouragement, inspiration, and motivation. To provide that, I'm here today with another episode of Today on the Blog. Today on the blog, we have a great article on showing up like a grown-up and tackling that to-do list. No matter who you are, you probably have a to-do list that's full, and overfull of things you have to get done each day. And a large to-do list can really be a scary, nerve-wracking, and stressful experience. None of that changes the fact that everything on your to-do list has to get done. When you have multiple to-do lists, family, work, professional, religious, all these different to-do lists, all these different obligations you have to handle, there are a lot of ways you can prioritize the items on your list, and that may help you get them done better. So there are a few things that you can look at. You can look at them chronologically, according to priority. You can do it according to geography, or even just do it by chance. A common way people attack their to-do list is to look at the list and then select the thing that must be first in time. So, for example, if your to-do list is make dinner, make breakfast, make lunch, of course you're going to do breakfast first because breakfast is the first meal of the day. Then you'll do lunch, then you'll do dinner. That's a chronological approach. You look at the list and decide what must be done first in time. And then you continue working your way through that list. What's the next thing that must be done in time order? Another way to do a to-do list, and this is another very common method, and it's recommended by some productivity expert, is according to priority. That means you look at your to-do list and you select the thing that is most important at this moment. So if it's 7 a.m. and you have to get yourself and your family out of the house for school and work, the most important thing on that list, if it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is going to be breakfast. You have to get breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. You want to get everybody's tummies filled so they have energy to attack the day. So then once you get the first thing done, it's the most important priority. Of the 50,000 things that are left, what's the next most important priority? And that's a way to do it. Prioritizing your to-do list, figuring out what you must do next based on what's the most important. Another method, this one is not as common, but it's an interesting one for people who work outside the home, for people who travel, things like that. It's about geography. So you look at your list and you decide what you're going to do based on where you are in the world. When you're at work, you're going to work on your work items first. When you're at home, you're going to work on your home items first. When you're at church, you're going to work on the church items first. And that method, dividing up your to-do list based on where you are in the world, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because if you're at work, it makes sense to take care of your work things first so that you can continue to go to work. When you're at home, it makes sense to work on your home items first because they are the things that must be done while you're there at the house. Now, even when you do this geography method, you can still do it in chronological order, and you can still do it in priority order. So it's a way of combining those two methods into one. Finally, if you have no idea how at all you're going to attack your to-do list, I mean, you're just sitting there and you think, they're all the same importance. I can't pick one. Don't just sit there in limbo forever. Flip a coin. Or you just take your long to-do list and you just close your eyes and you just pick an item, you do that. Cross it off, close your eyes, pick the next item, do that. That's just leaving everything to chance. And that way you will get through your list. And if you really can't pick what you should do first, if you're paralyzed by having to make a choice, just flipping a coin or picking a random task at least will get you started. Once you get started, you may decide to continue doing it by chance, or you may come up with a list of priorities or a chronological system to help you get through the rest of the list. But you have to get started somehow, and taking your chances and just doing it at random is better than not attacking your to-do list at all. Because when you're caught in a place where you have multiple to-do lists and they're all full of things that must be done, it really may be difficult to pick something and get it done. If it's all important and all needs to be done, just pick one of these methods and do it. You can try chronological today. You can try the priority tomorrow. You can do geography the next day. Keep working with the different methods until you find one that works for you, and then stick with it. Or you can try a different method every day. It doesn't matter what method you're using to get through your to-do list. The important thing is when you have a to-do list, you have to work your way through it. And the 4 methods we talked about, chronological, priority, geography, and chance, will help you get through that to-do list. Think about it this way. It is wonderful to show up like a grown-up and get things done. Because the bottom line is sometimes you have to chick up, just get up and get moving. And so you just have to do it. You have to show up like a grown-up. And that's what it is. When you're an adult, you have things to do. You have to show up like a grown-up and get things done. You can do it. You might think you can't, but you really can. And the way you do it is by just start doing it. That's why the chance method is great, because you don't even have to think. You just close your eyes, boom, that's what I'm doing. And when you pick something by chance, do it. When you're on your chronological organization for your things, do it. Do it in whatever method you're picking, stick with it and work your way through the to-do list. Don't quit. You don't get anything done if you don't do anything. So if you want to get through your to-do list, do literally that. Get through your to-do list. Try one of these 4 methods to help you, okay? That's it for today on the blog. Check me out in a few minutes over on IGTV at Janine Davis, and I'm going to be there with your confidence tip of the day. All right? See you later, everybody.